Okay, my dear friends, good morning everyone. In the previous class, we have studied about ideal solutions and non-ideal solutions, and what are ideal and what are non-ideal. A solution here, a solution which obeys Roche's law over an entire range of concentrations are called as ideal solutions here. Example, N-hexane, N-heptane, benzene, toluene, and bromoethane and chloroethane. These are examples for ideal solutions. Then a non-ideal solution is one here which does not obeys Roche's law over the entire range of concentrations. Here in the non-ideal solutions we have these two types. One is a non-ideal solution showing positive deviation, and other one is a non-ideal solution showing negative deviations. And in the previous class we studied about their examples and why they shows positive deviations and why some are shows negative deviations. Okay, and in this class we are drawing some graph about ideal solutions showing positive deviations and non-ideal solutions showing negative deviations. For example, here this is a curve. Here this is a diagram which shows ideal solutions showing positive deviations. For example, here this is called as x1. Here x1 nothing but mole fraction of the component 1, and mole fraction of component 1 equal to, here is this is 1, and here this is x2 equal to 0. Here this is x1 equal to 0. Here x2 equal to 0. This is mole fraction direction. This is, and this is called as vapor pressure axis. Vapor pressure. Then here if you draw a graph here, vapor pressure versus mole fraction here, and this is shows, this is a straight line here. This shows this is P2 naught, vapor pressure of the component 2, P2 naught here P2 naught, this is a vapor pressure of the pure solvent here. Then like this is P1 naught here. P1 naught indicates vapor pressure of the pure component 1. This is, and here this is P total. That is vapor pressure of the component P total. This is for ideal solutions. Ideal solutions having this is here P2 naught is called as vapor pressure of the pure component 2. Here P1 nothing but vapor pressure of the pure component 1 it is. Here mole fraction of component 1 is this is 1, here it is, and this is x1 equal to 0, x2 equal to this this is x2 equal to 1, and this is x2 equal to 0, here x2 equal to 1 this is, and this is P total. P total is equal to, we know that here is P total is equal to P1 and P1 naught and x1 plus P2 naught and this is x2. This is about P total according to Roche's law. Then for in case of solutions which are showing there is a positive deviation. When solution shows positive deviation here, when AB interactions are less than AA interactions and BB interactions, that the solution shows positive deviation from Roche's law. Then this is called as, for this type of solutions which are showing positive deviation from Roche's law here, this diagram becomes, the graph becomes like this. This is called as P total. This is P total here. This is a P total. P total is greater than here, greater than P1 naught and x1 plus P2 naught and x2. And here P total is equal to, for ideal solutions here, this is P1 plus P2. But here P total is greater than P1 naught and x1 and plus P2 naught and x2 here. That is AB interactions are less when compared to AA and BB interactions due to there is a breakage of hydrogen bonds it is. Next this is called as this is P total here greater than P1 and P2 it is. Then what about here P1? This curve becomes like this. This is like this. This is P1 curve here, and this is like this. This is a P2 curve. This is here we are writing this is P1 and this is P2. This is for ideal solutions. For ideal solution, this is P1 here, and this is P2. And for and the non-ideal solution showing point deviation, this is P1, this is P2. This is a graph which shows non-ideal solution showing positive deviations. Similarly, here that is in the second case, this is for a non-ideal solution showing negative deviation. Here, the graph becomes like this. This is mole fraction here. Here x1 equal to 1 and x2 equal to 0, mole fraction. Here x1 equal to 0 and x2 equal to 1. Here this is mole fraction axis. Mole fraction axis. Here if you are moving like this, here from here it is this is left to right here, that is, then this mole fraction of x2 goes and increases. Similarly, here we are drawing this is P2 notch here, pure component P2 here, and this is P1 notch here. This is vapor pressure versus mole fraction, and this one is P total. Here P total is equal to P1 plus P2. Then solutions which shows negative deviations here. Negative means here it is. Negative means P total value is less than P1 plus P2. If T total value less than P1 P2 here, then the graph becomes like this. This is less than, and this is less than like this, and this is less than here. This is P2 and this is P1 here, and P1 and P2 value less than here. This is for ideal solution. This is for ideal solutions here. This is for non-ideal solution showing negative deviations. And these two graphs important here. Sometimes examination they are asking about draw a diagram of non-ideal solution showing positive deviations and negative deviations here. And these graphs are very important for non-ideal and ideal solutions showing positive deviations and negative deviations. Okay, like this. This is for negative deviation. This is for positive deviations. Then after this, then here we are discussing about azeotropes. And what are azeotropes here? Azeotropes are the binary mixtures. Azeotropes are binary mixtures having the same composition in the vapor phase as well as solution phase. Next, we are discussing about here is azeotropes. Azeotropes. What are azeotropes? Azeotropes are the binary mixtures. Azeotropes are binary mixtures here having the same composition in the vapor phase as well as solution phase, and they boil at the same temperature. Those solutions are called as azeotropes. And there are two types of azeotropes. One is maximum boiling azeotropes. Maximum boiling azeotropes, or one is minimum boiling azeotropes. There are two types of azeotropes. It is azeotropes are two types: maximum boiling azeotropes and minimum boiling azeotropes. Here, what are azeotropes? Azeotropes are the binary mixtures having the same composition in the vapor phase as well as solution phase, and they boil at constant temperature. Then, if they boil at constant temperature, here it is difficult to separate by fractional distillation. Okay. Then here we are using what are maximum boiling azeotropes and what are minimum boiling azeotropes. And here solutions which shows negative deviations. A solution which shows a negative deviations from Rhodes law exhibits maximum boiling azeotropes. They are maximum boiling azeotropes. Solutions which shows negative deviation from Rhodes law exhibits maximum boiling azeotropes. Example, here we are using 68% nitric acid and 32% mass of water. 32% mass of water, 68% of nitric acid is called as maximum boiling azeotropes. Then minimum boiling azeotropes. A minimum boiling azeotropes are those, and a solution which shows positive deviation, a solution which shows positive deviation from Rolle's law here, that solutions exhibits minimum boiling isotopes. They boils at low temperature here when compared to their natural boiling point here. They boils at low temperature. Those are called as minimum boiling isotopes. For example, here this is 95% ethanol. 95% ethanol, and here remaining 5% is water. This mixture is called as minimum boiling isotopes. Like here, isotopes are two types here. One is maximum boiling isotope, or one is minimum boiling isotope. And maximum boiling isotope is nothing but here a solution which shows a negative deviation from Rolle's law exhibits maximum boiling isotopes here. That is 68% nitric acid, 32% water by mass acts as maximum boiling isotopes here. They have higher boiling points. And minimum boiling isotopes nothing but here a solution which shows a positive deviation from Rolle's law shows, that is minimum boiling isotopes here. That is 95% ethanol in 5% water is called as minimum boiling isotopes. This is one of the important topic in this solution, that is isotopes. It is okay. Isotopes means it is a binary mixture having the same composition in the solution phase as well as vapor phase, and boils at constant temperature, and it is difficult to separate the components. Since both components having the same boiling point here, it is difficult to separate by fractional distillation techniques. It is. Then after this here, then we are discussing about colligative properties. We are discussing about colligative properties. And what are colligative properties? Here it is. Colligative properties. The colligative properties depends upon here. In the last previous class we studied about it is the lowering of vapor pressure. Lowering of vapor pressure. That means here vapor pressure of a solution is always less than that of a pure solvent. Then the lowering of vapor pressure here connected to many properties of solutions here. That is, one is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Vapor pressure. And the second one is that is elevation in boiling points. Elevation of boiling point. Elevation of boiling point here. Third one here, depression of freezing point. Depression of freezing point of a solution. Depression of freezing point of a solution here. And next this is called as osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. And these properties, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure of a solvent, and elevation in boiling point of a solvent here, or elevation in boiling point of solution, depression freezing point of solution, and osmotic pressure of a solution here, these properties are depends on here lowering of vapor pressure. And these properties, these four properties are called as colligative properties, since the colligative properties are those which depends upon number of solute particles present in the solution. They depends upon number of solute particles. Number of solute particles present in the solution. Irrespective of its nature. Whatever may be this nature of the solute here, these properties, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure, elevation in boiling point, depression of freezing point, osmotic pressure, these properties depends upon number of solute particles. That's why these properties are called as colligative properties. Colligative properties are those here. The colligative properties here depends upon the number of solute particles present in the solution here, irrespective of its nature. That is. Then here it is, we discuss about one by one here by these colligative properties. This is first one, that is a relative lowering of vapor pressure. Is a colligative property, since it depends upon number of particles which are present in the solutions. Any property of a solution which depends upon number of solute particles, that property is called as colligative properties. It is. Then the first one, this is relative lowering of vapor pressure. For example, here this is called as a solution This is a solution. For this, if here for example this is taken as water as a solvent here, and for this you are adding urea, or if you are adding sucrose, or if you are adding sugar, like that, this is called solutes. Then by adding sugar, urea, or sucrose, or sodium chloride, like this solutes here, then its vapor pressure decreases. Okay, that is called as lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, here P1 naught is called as vapor pressure of pure component here, and P1 is called as vapor pressure of solution. This is vapor pressure of solution, this is vapor pressure of pure solvent. According to Roth's law here, that is P1 is equal to P1 naught and x1. P1 equal to P1 naught and x1, that is the partial pressure of the gas is directly proportional to according to Roth's law here, the partial pressure of the solute or solution is proportional to mole fraction of the solute present in the solution. Then P1 equal to here P1 naught and x1 here, this is according to Roth's law here. Then decrease in vapor pressure, decrease nothing but reduced, decrease in vapor pressure, decrease in vapor pressure, decrease in vapor pressure is given by here, this is delta P. Delta P nothing but delta P or delta P1, this is delta P1 equal to decrease in vapor pressure, delta P. Then what is delta P here? Decrease in vapor pressure. Decrease in vapor pressure equal to here, that is P1 naught minus P1. Actually here a solvent has, this is solvent nothing but P1 naught, vapor pressure of solvent is P1 naught here, and vapor pressure of solution is P1, and the P1 naught is always more than P1. That's why P1 naught minus P1 gives decrease in vapor pressure. Then what is that is P1 naught minus P1. What is P1 here? Here P1 nothing but P1 naught and x1. Then delta P equal to P1 naught minus here P1 naught and x1. Then on this is rearranging here, this is taken as delta P here, delta P equal to here, and this is taken as P1 naught here, this is 1 minus x1, 1 minus x1. Here P1 is common here, and what is 1 minus x1 here? We know that x2 equal to 1 minus x1. Then in place of 1 minus x1 here we are writing x2. Then delta P equal to here, this is P1 naught, this is called as x2. And what is delta P here? Delta P nothing but what? Delta P nothing but decrease in vapor pressure. Here delta P what? Delta P equal to P1 naught minus P1. Then this can be written as delta P. Here delta P means P1 naught minus P1 is equal to x2. That is this is P1 naught minus P1 is equal to here, this is P1 naught here, P1 naught and x2. Then on rearranging it becomes P1 naught minus P1 divided by P1 naught, that equal to here x2. This is called as relative lowering of, this is a relation, quantitative relation gives it is a relative lowering of vapor pressure with mole fraction of solute. That is relative lowering of vapor pressure is proportional to here mole fraction of solute in the solution. And what is x2 here? X2 nothing but mole fraction of solute it is. Then how to calculate mole fraction of solute? That is, this is P1 naught minus P1, here P1 naught, that equal to here, then x2 nothing but W2, this is by, this is M2 into, here this is M1, this is W1. This is mole fraction, this is mole fraction of solute. This is mole fraction. What is mole fraction? Here P1 naught minus P1 is equal to P1 naught is equal to N2 by N1 plus N2, and N1 plus N2 this is. And if you are comparing that is N1 is greater value when compared to N2, this is, and P1 naught minus P1 divided by P1 naught is equal to here, this written as N2 by N1. N2 by N1. What is N2 by N1? Here N2 nothing but, what is N2 here? N2 means W2 by M2. And what is N1 here? This is W1 by M1. And rearranging here this one, you will get this. This is the expression. And this is the expression used for the calculations of relative lowering of vapor pressure. Calculations involving relative lowering of vapor pressure. This is the most important formula here which is used for the calculations of numerical problems which comes under solutions for 3 marks questions. Okay, here you remove this formula. It is. Sometimes they are asking derivation. This derivation also here. P1 equal to P1 naught and X1 here. Decrease in vapor pressure according to Rohr's law. P1 equal to P1 naught and X1. Decrease in vapor pressure divided by delta P, and delta P equal to P1 naught minus P1, and delta P equal to what is P1 here? P1 means P1 naught and X1 here. Then here P1 naught is common. Delta P equal to P1 naught minus 1 minus X1, and X2 equal to 1 minus X1 here. In place of 1 minus X1 you are writing X2 here, and delta P equal to P1 naught and X2. And what is delta P here? Delta P nothing but P1 naught minus P1. P1 naught minus P1 equal to P1 naught and X2 here, and P1 naught minus P1 by P1. This ratio is called as a relative lowering of vapor pressure, and the relative lowering of vapor pressure of a solution is proportional to here. This is mole fraction of solute in the solution. Then what is X2? X2 nothing but mole fraction of solute. Mole fraction nothing but N2 by N1 plus N2, and N1 is greater when compared to N2 here. This is negligible, and P1 naught minus P1 equal to P1 naught, that is equal to N2 by N1, and here N2 nothing but W2 by M2, and N1 equal to W1 M1 here. This is by using this one here we are getting this expression here. This is a relative lowering of vapor pressure. By using this expression you are calculating, you are doing some of the problems based on this formula. It is okay. Then this is about relative lowering of vapor pressure. Then we are discussing one of the problem here based on this relative lowering of vapor pressure here. Means from this chapter here numericals are most important here for 3 marks questions, and every year in examinations they are asking one of the numerical problem based on colligative properties. Okay student, this is the vapor pressure of this is one of the numerical problem here based on relative lowering of vapor pressure, and the vapor pressure of the pure benzene. The vapor pressure of a pure benzene at a certain temperature is 0.850 bar. A non-volatile, non-electrolyte solid of 0.5 gram when added to 39 gram of benzene, vapor pressure of the solution then is 0.845 bar. What is the molar mass of the solid? You calculate molar mass of solid here by using this data. It is. First you write down here what the data is given in problems. Here this is vapor pressure of pure benzene. Pure benzene is that is P1 naught, and P1 naught is equal to how much? 0.850 bar. This is. Then this is solution. Solution vapor pressure is here P1. P1 equal to 0.845. Okay. Then this is benzene. Benzene molecular mass is of benzene, that is benzene is solvent here, and M1 equal to 78 gram per mole benzene, and the weight of benzene is W1, that equal to 39 grams. Okay, this is the data given here to, and also it is weight of solute is given, that the solute weight is 0.5 gram. This is the data given in the problems. Then we know that here P1 naught minus P1 divided by P1 naught is equal to W2 by M2 into this is M1 here, and this is W1. Substitute the values. Here this is 0.850 here. This is the P1 naught minus this value is 0.845, and this is value is 0.850. Here this value is 0.5 into, and molecular mass of benzene is 78 divided by, and M2 is unknown here. We must find out this one here, and W1 nothing but 39 gram of benzene taken. It is. Then here you find out M2. What is M2 here? Here M2 nothing but M2 is equal to here. If M2 is taken, this is cross multiplication here, 0.850 minus 0.845 value is, that is M2 equal to here, its value is 0.005, its value, that is M2 equal to here, this is 0.850 here, 0.850 into this is 0.5, sorry, this is okay 0.850 here, this one, this is 0.5 into 78 divided by, and this is 0.05 into, this is 39 grams benzene. Then we get the value here is, on simplification here we will get this value is M2 equal to, this is 170 gram per mole. This is, that is molecular mass of the solute is, molecular mass of this solute solid is 170 gram per mole. And during examinations here we are awarding marks. This is for formula carries 1 mark. If formula if you are writing correctly here you get 1 mark here, and substitution carries 1 mark here, and the answer if substitution carries it is 1 mark. It is, this carries 1 mark substitution here, and answer carries 1 mark. Like this we are awarding marks for this problem series. This is one of the important problem here. Like this we are calculating here, there is a molecular mass of a solute here by using a relative lowering of there is a vapor pressure. It is okay. Like this we are solving the problems. Then after this here, then you go for this one more colligative property here. That colligative property is elevation of boiling points. Elevation of boiling point of what? Elevation of boiling point of solution. Elevation of boiling point of solution. Solution boiling point is greater when compared to pure solvent. Okay. Then the next colligative property here, that is second colligative property here, elevation of boiling points. Elevation of boiling point of solution. That means here boiling point of solution. Boiling point solution is greater than boiling point of solvent. Solution has greater boiling point when compared to boiling point of solvent. It is. For example, consider here this is boiling point of solution taken as this is TB, and boiling point of solvent taken as T0B. Then this is called a pure solvent here. For example, this is called this is water here. Water is called a pure solvent. And this is pure solvent H2O here, its boiling point taken as T0B. Generally here the boiling point of water is how much? The boiling point of water is, pure water is 100 degrees Celsius. 100 degrees Celsius at normal conditions. Then nothing but here at 1 atmosphere pressure, that equal to 1.013 bar. At this 1.013 bar pressure here, this water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Is also 373.15 kelvins. In kelvins case, this is 373.15 kelvins. Then what is boiling point here? Boiling point nothing but here the temperature at which vapor pressure of a solution is equal to atmospheric pressure. When solution vapor pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure here, then this solution starts boils here. That is called as boiling point. It is. Then when vapor pressure changes here, then boiling point also changes. This is about pure solvent. For example, here we are taking, this is called as water here. For this water we are adding 1 mole of glucose. If you are adding 1 mole of glucose for this water it is. Then its boiling point is taken as TB, and TB is more than T0B. It has lower boiling point, it has higher boiling point. And why this have higher boiling point here? The higher boiling point of a solution here mainly due to here decrease of vapor pressure of solution. The vapor pressure of solution is decreased. Okay. Sorry, this is vapor pressure of solution is decreased. Decrease in vapor pressure here decrease in vapor pressure of a solution here increases boiling point of solution. It is. Then by using this data here, this is and increase in boiling point, that is increase in boiling point nothing but elevation in boiling point. Elevation means increase in boiling point, and boiling point of solution is more than boiling point of solvent. Then this is called as the boiling point of solvent, this is boiling point of solution here. Then this is a TB minus T0B is equal to delta TB. Delta TB nothing but delta TB nothing but here TB minus T naught B equal to delta TB, elevation boiling point this is. Okay. And elevation boiling point here TB equal to here minus T naught B equal to delta TB here, and delta TB here elevation boiling point is directly proportional to molality of solution. Then elevation boiling point delta TB is equal to here, removing this proportional constant, we are adding new constant, is called KB. This is into M, where KB is called as elevation in boiling point, boiling point constant, elevation of boiling point of solution here, constant here. This is also called as molar elevation constant. Then this KB nothing but molar elevation constant or ebullioscopic constant, elevation constant, boiling point elevation constant. This is boiling point elevation constant or ebullioscopic constant. Ebullioscopic constant or molar elevation constant. Here molar elevation constant or ebullioscopic constant or boiling point elevation constant. You have three names for this KB disease. And what is KB here? That is the increase in the boiling point of solution here when 1 mole of solute present in a solution, that is called as a boiling point elevation constant. It is. And this is delta TB equal to KB into M here, and this is delta TB is equal to here KB into, and this is molality. Molality means what? Here we know that here molality equal to W2 by M2 here into 1000 by this is M2 divided by 1000 by this is W1. Then that is W2 here, this is M2 into 1000 by W1. This is an expression here used to calculate molecular mass of solute based on this is elevation boiling point. This is one of the important equation used to calculate molecular mass of a solute by using elevation in boiling point of solution. Then here we are also drawing some graphs based on this elevation boiling point here to understand clearly here. Then this is vapor pressure versus temperature. We are using a graph of vapor pressure versus temperature here. You will get a graph like this. Here you will get like this. This is a graph here, and this is a line here, and this one indicates this is one here. This is solvent here. The first one is solvent. This is called solution. This is solution curve. This is solvent curve here. And vapor pressure of solution is less when compared to vapor pressure of solvent. Solvent has high vapor pressure and the solution has lower vapor pressure. Due to decrease in vapor pressure of solution here, the boiling point goes on increases. This is the boiling point of solvent here. This is a T naught B, and this is boiling point of solution. This is a TB, and the TB value is more than T naught B. This is higher boiling point. This is lower boiling point here, and this difference is called as delta TB, and delta TB equal to here TB minus T naught B. This is elevation boiling point. This is one of the graph it is used here to represent elevation boiling point here, and we have taken vapor pressure versus temperature. Then this graph indicates that here this is elevation boiling point, and boiling point of solution is always more than boiling point of pure solvent. And based on this one here, we are doing one of the problem here. This is here this is one of the numerical problem based on that is elevation in boiling point of solution. Here the boiling point of benzene, this is already asked in previous examinations, 3 marks question here. This is numerical problem. The boiling point of benzene is 353.23 Kelvin. Benzene boiling point is 353.23 Kelvin. When 1.80 gram of non-volatile solute was dissolved in 90 gram of benzene, the boiling point is raised to 354.11 Kelvin. This is calculate the molar mass of the solute, and Kb for benzene is 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole. This is the data is given here. For this problem here, first you write down data is given. It is here data, this is called as boiling point of pure benzene is given here. Boiling point of pure benzene is, that is T naught B is given. T naught B equal to how much? 353.23 Kelvin. And TB also given here. Boiling point of solution is given 354.11 Kelvin here. And also here KB value is given. KB value equal to 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole. This is the unit. This is the unit of Abelsov constant. Kelvin kg per mole. Kelvin kg per mole is the unit of that is Abelsov constant. Then this is one more, that is data is given, that is called as 90 gram of benzene here. That is 90 gram of benzene. W1 is given and W1 equal to how much? 90 gram it is. And what is W2 here? How much solute is added? The solute added is 1.80. This is the data he has given in the problems. By using this data here, then you find out molecular mass of solute. We know that here delta TB is equal to Kb. This is into here molarity. Molarity means W2 by M2 into 1000 by W1. Then here delta TB you find out. According to, by using this data here, this is a TB, this is a T naught B here. That is a delta TB equal to TB minus T naught B. And TB is how much? 354.11 minus, and T naught B is 353.23. And subtracting these two values, we will get 0.88 kelvins. This is 0.88 Kelvin. Then you are getting delta TB value here, and also it is here we want it is molar mass. Then molar mass is equal to, that is 1000 into Kb into W divided by, this is a delta TB here and this is W1. Substitute all the values. This is 1000 is constant here into, and Kb value is 2.53 here into, and W2 nothing but 1.8 gram of solute added in a benzene here, and delta TB nothing but increase in the boiling point here. How much it increases? 0.88 Kelvin increases, and W1 nothing but the quantity of benzene taken is 90 grams here. On simplification here you will get the value of this value is 58 gram per mole. This is 58 gram per mole. Okay, this is the molecular mass of solute. This is molecular mass of solute. It is 58 gram per mole. It is, and here this formula, writing this formula carries 1 mark here, 1 mark, and also substitution carries 1 mark here, and this answer with unit it carries 1 mark. This is like this. We are awarding marks during evaluation here. 1 mark for formula and 1 mark for substitution here, and 1 mark for this answer with units. Okay, this is one of the important formula for 3 marks questions here, and the most important formulas in colligative properties. This is elevation of boiling point. Okay, thank you students. Here in the next class we will discuss about the remaining 2 properties. One is depression in freezing point of solution, other one is called as osmotic pressure. Thank you.